Hey there, Magic players. Ben here from MTG Dungeon. Today I'm bringing you a deck. It's a Neoform combo deck for Historic. I'm playing it in Best of 1, and generally I like combo decks more in Best of 3s. My light source. But Best of 1s are fun because they can get games over quickly. So I'm going to do some explanation behind the deck. It's Seagate, Stormcaller, ETB. Copy the next instant or sorcery spell with CMC 2 or less. You cast this turn when you cast it. You cast Neoform. Neoform has you sack a creature you control. Search your library for a creature with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrificed creature's converted mana cost. Put that card on the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter it, then shuffle your library. So what you do is you try to live to turn 4. You just like cycle, maybe counter something with Censor, search with Opt and Shimmer of Possibility for your combo pieces and land drops, which are very important. And then you play, hopefully on turn 4, Seagate, Stormcaller, Neoform. With that combination, you end up getting 3 as the result. So you copy Neoform looking for a converted mana cost 3 creature and put it into play, that being Dualcaster Mage. That'll enter the battlefield. Copy Neoform looking for CMC 3. So it'll put another one on the stack. So when you play Dualcaster Mage, just like when you cast Neoform after Seagate, you'll have a copy on the stack. That one will resolve. You go get another Dualcaster Mage, you get another copy of Neoform on the stack, and you rinse and repeat until you're out of Dualcaster Mages. After you run out of Dualcaster Mages, you can go get Mirror Image, which is a clone effect. So how clone effects work is as it comes into play, not when it resolves ETB trigger, not while it's on the stack. It's as it enters, as a clone effect enters the battlefield, you choose it. So as it's resolving, so there's no response. You can't like target a creature, say I'm going to copy this, and then your opponent being like, oh, I'm going to remove it. Now you can't, so it doesn't come in as anything. No, you have to get rid of all legal targets for it to come in as nothing. So you go fetch it with Neoform. So when the copy of Neoform resolves, it is guaranteed going to come in as something you control. You select Dualcaster Mage, and then you repeat the cycle till you're out of Mirror Images. When you're out of Mirror Images, you'll have the normal copy of Neoform, and then the copy of Neoform looking for 3. At this point, you grab Tuk Tuk Rubblefoot, which gives all your creatures haste, and then Combat Celebrant. Combat Celebrant is important because as it attacks, you can exert it, which means it doesn't untap during the next untap step if you do so, and usually get an effect. That effect in this case is untap all creatures you control after this phase, and there is an additional combat phase. So in Magic Christmas Land, you have 8 copies of Dualcaster Mage, Combat Celebrant, Tuk Tuk Rubblefoot in play, and then you attack with everything, exerting Combat Celebrant. And then if that's not enough to kill him, you untap all your other creatures, whatever's left, and then you attack with those and finish them off. It is important to note that if you hit the All Attacks button on MTGA, it will not prompt you to exert your Combat Celebrant. You have to select it, each individual attacker in this combo, which is not too big of a deal. It's only 9 creatures at best most of the time. 10 if things go super well, I guess, if you already have a creature in play like this Brazen Borrow, which I'll get to in a sec. And that's the combo. So you're cycling, filling up your graveyard, cycling for your combo cards and your land drops with Lonely Sandbar, Censor, Shimmer, Opt, Kyatra Triumph. Those are all your card quality cards. Uro is there to help you gain life, ramp, draw cards. You know, the Uro machine. Sometimes you don't get it on turn 4. That's fine. Uro can help you gain life to get past that. So does Brazen Borrow. I also noticed that when I was playtesting this, I was running across things that once they resolved, there was no possible way for me to win some permanents. So Brazen Borrow seemed like a good fit. I was thinking of something like Unsummon or Unsubstantiate, but I came to the conclusion that having a 3/1 flyer is something that could be beneficial for the deck. So it can return something that's pesky or if you need to get more damage through before you combo off because it's not infinite damage. There's a cap on how much damage this combo can do. This 3/1 flyer can poke them a couple times to try to manage that life total in those situations. And then I got a 1 of Pact Negation as a barrier for your combo when you try to go off. I had more copies. I ended up cutting them because of situations that made me play Brazen Borrow, really. Sometimes when you go off and it's not enough to kill them, you can just escape Uro from your graveyard. You've more than likely cast enough spells with Shimmer, Ops, and Cycling to be able to escape an Uro. So in some cases, you'll have the Tuk Tuk Robofoot in play, and then you can just play Escape Uro and attack for 6, and everything's great in Magic Christmas Land. All right, well, that's the deck. I personally am enjoying playing combo decks right now. That's kind of what I've been posting. And I have a few others coming out in the somewhat near future, so stay tuned for that. Let's dive in. So this hand has the combo, so we're just going to keep it. As you can see, there's a chance that you could just draw another Combat Celebrant, which would be super terrible. But it has the combo, so we're gonna try to get our land drops as quick as possible. So this is just a game where I'm trying to win on turn 4, and if it's not enough, then it's not enough. That's what I'm seeing here. So it'll be turn 1 Kyatra's Triumph, turn 2 probably Breeding Pool to play tapped, cycle, and hoping that'll be enough to find the lands. Our worst case scenario is that they just Thoughtseize us. So it looks like that's not going to happen. They're playing the Ramp Shell. Alright, so they may try to go for like a turn 3 ramp. So we're going to put that into play and post up Censor. Ooh, no, they have Fabled Passage. Okay. Oh, weird. Field Rune? Okay, I guess there's enough lands to warrant Field Rune that you want to hit. What do they got going next? So they only have 2 mana. Okay. That comes into play tapped. Alright, so if they don't cast a 2 mana spell, we're going to cycle. Because we don't care, I guess? Yeah, well, we need our land drops more than anything. Uh-oh, that's bad. Alright, so we got lucky and found a land drop. We will go ahead and cast this because we have the mana for it and we have nothing better to do. Next turn, we could probably just play the Combat Celebrant and hopefully that be enough. Ah, okay. We really want the land. It comes into play tapped. We're going to go ahead and cast the Combat Celebrant. That way we don't have to worry about it. Ooh, yeah. We'll get in for 4. That'll help us with the combo. I have my roommate's cat here. It's Vin. Say hello, Vin. Meow. Oh, they're playing kitties. They're playing kitties. So that was a pretty good land to play. Right now we're looking at 7. And honestly, since we have these 2 in play, we could just go get 2 Brazen Borrowers, which is something I never really considered. That's awesome, because those hit for 4. Okay, aw, man. That was also a bad draw. Well, let's go for it. Them being at 16 might be enough. Auto pay, we'll sacrifice this one. And start the engine. So this is why I like having some of the red lands in the deck, the Kyatra's Triumphs. Alright, 3, yep. Actually, we could get another Combat Celebrant too. I don't know how that works with double Combat Celebrant. We'll find out. We'll grab a Combat Celebrant. No, we won't. Having the reach that deals 4 damage is going to be, I think, important for math, even though I haven't done the quick math in my head. So we'll get this and this. That's actually 16 just in Brazen Borrowers. So they will have to block the Brazen Borrower once. So if they block a Brazen Borrower, that'd be 12, and then they have, yeah, that's not enough. It's just not enough. I think this one attack is getting in for lethal. Wombo combo! Take that! Another reason why Brazen Borrower is good. Oh man, that was awesome. That was awesome. Alright, so this hand's great. I've got 4 lands. I have a Scry. I have Opt and Censor. And then I have one of my combo pieces. This is just exactly what I want. So we are going to start with a Scry. And honestly, that's not a bad card to draw. Okay, Familiar. It's a little bit annoying. So we are going to end up posting Censor just in case they play something I don't want them to. I don't really want to be discarding any cards, so I am going to do that even though I need to find the Neoform. It's just mana efficient too. I'm going to hope that Opt... I have to hope that Opt is enough. Okay, so that's all. That's another good draw. We will go ahead and do Uro though, just gain life. And we can put the Hinterland Harbor into play. That way we can Opt still, which is also very good. So that was awesome. That was actually a really good sequence for us. Mayhem Devil, sure. That could be potentially very scary if they have a sack outlet, so I really want to play, or really find my combo this turn, ideally. And this is where Brazen Borrow actually comes into play. Alright, we don't really care about that. So we'll draw. Seagate, my turn. Okay. Something else that's kind of interesting here is we could just Seagate and Brazen Borrower. We could copy Brazen Borrower and return both of their permanents to our hand. And then that'll also give us another permanent for later. The downside to this is we drew a Dualcaster Mage. I'm not sure the tempo's enough to warrant just going for it. I almost like just cycling more. Yeah, we're gonna cycle. We're gonna plan on cycling that Kaiatrus Triumph to try to find our combo. Yep. And we're gonna take the damage because it's not lethal. Okay, so let's go ahead and cycle this. And then we'll cycle that, which actually puts us in a position where we can almost cast. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna play this. That way we can shimmer twice. So we want this card, and ooh, I like the Pact. We're gonna take the Pact. All right, let's see what they got for us. So ideally they'll cast something. Sure, that resolves. And then we have to discard a card. Well, Dualcaster Mage does absolutely nothing for us. That'll die. They'll get rid of my blocker, which is also fine. So this is why Pact of Negation is in the deck. They have 2 black mana posted, and I'm hoping that it's just an eliminate. Really? Okay, so here we go. Whoop. And then if they want to interrupt the combo at all at this point, they have to do it in response to Seagate Stormcaller ETB. Yep. All right, so we'll get that guy, and they have no blockers, so this is all pretty free. If we wanted to play it super safe, we could just get enough for lethal after we're done or like the last two. We can get 2 tuk-tuks by copying a tuk-tuk with a mirror image. Or 2 combat celebrants in that regard. No, we have to get one of these, so 3. Actually, at this point, this is enough to kill. So let's. Well, we need the tuk-tuk. That grants haste, and we need this. We're gonna exert, and then attack, 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 attack. And that should be it. Awesome. And then I'd come back for another 18. Ooh! That's what we like to see. This deck seems good. Okay. So this is a weird hand. I'm not a big fan of it, but we do still get to play Magic. We can Kyatra's Triumph turn 1, turn 2, hold up Brazen Borrower, turn 3, play an Uro. Hopefully by then we'll draw our combo and the land we need if everything goes perfect. If not, we can just hardcast Tuk-Tuk, Rubblefoot, have it sitting there, poke them with Brazen Borrower. So it's there. This is a hand that I would say at least has a plan, which is, I think, more than what can be said for a lot of combo decks that just only rely on the combo. So it's nice in that regard. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and petty theft this Forgotten Priest, or Priest of the Forgotten Gods. That way they don't get to activate it, because Woe Strider comes into play and gives them 2 creatures to activate that with. Okay, we did draw a land, which is good. I'm not sure what to do, honestly. Maybe Uro? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and Uro, get more lands in play. Like, best case scenario, I just rip the combo off of this draw and the next draw. And then we'll play this land, see what's on top. It's not a combo piece, so we'll put that on the bottom, and that's all she wrote. That was a really good land to rip off the top. Unfortunately, we're not going to be casting Uro anytime soon in this game. Also, like, I could potentially Pact of Negation something and actually pay mana for it. Okay. So I'm going to play the islands. I am going to cast this Rubblefoot. It gives him something to target. And I also have Brazen Borrower up. So they're probably going to cast a creature. And they tapped out to do it. That's actually very interesting. I think we're still going to petty theft this priest again. I really don't want them to have any free creatures to do anything. They don't have cards in their graveyard. I could spend the turn Pact of Negationing. Since I don't have any of the combo pieces, I think that the priest is actually a bit more dangerous. Yeah, no blocks. That's fine. You got it. I could race them, realistically. I could just play 2 Brazen Borrowers right now. Actually, I think I'm going to. This just became a race. Yep, so we'll 6 them. And we are actually going to spend 6. Let's see, I could mirror image. Ooh. I don't like that. I really don't like that card right now. I think I have to pack the other thing, though. Oh, gross. Alright, so if I let that resolve, I can't really race them anymore. That's not the card I want to be packing. Yeah, okay. I think I just killed myself. Yeah, I just killed myself. By not blocking. Or packing. Alright. Well, this was still a pretty good game, in my opinion. It basically makes it so I have to win next turn. And I can't. Oh wait, no, that's exactly lethal. Yeah, okay, I was right. It was exactly lethal. So, I didn't do the math. And I died because of it. Now, granted, I didn't draw my combo, so I probably wasn't gonna win anyway. But at least this game gets to show that this deck can win without the combo. Like, there was a line. Okay, so this hand is actually fairly ideal. We have 2 lands, 3 Stormcallers, which is kind of actually absurd, but and Brazen Borrower. So what we could do is play our 2 lands and Shimmer on turn 2, and look for our 3rd land drop if we don't draw it naturally. And we have Brazen Borrower to help stall the board. So we'll start with our Lonely Sandbar, which unfortunately we are playing instead of cycling. Oh, Loris. And blue? Okay. I actually don't know exactly what's going on then. Alright, we're gonna play this and go ahead and Shimmer. And we want our land drop guaranteed, and we might as well be a Scry land. I'm glad to see that none of those cards were... Oh yeah, that's a random order. None of those cards were our Neoform. That's probably fine. Next turn, what we can do is Seagate and Brazen Borrower and bounce some stuff, and we have Censor to counter. So it's going to be a little bit more of a tempo play to try to give us more turns. We'll see what they do with their mana. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize. I'd rather have this as a blocker, to be honest. Okay. So I may have put that Breeding Pool on top in hopes to draw it, but I did not take into account when this card deals combat damage to a player, I mill a card. Okay. They get to discard a card from my hand. Lame. I guess you take one of the Seagate Stormcallers. Now that you know that Censor is a thing, you can play around it pretty well. So it's not really much of a card to worry about. And I don't have any red mana, so they should not pick Dualcaster Mage. It feels kind of bad picking just a redundant Seagate Stormcaller, but I think that's the best card to take for them in this case. They take the Censor, okay. They don't want me drawing cards, I guess. Alright. We don't want that anymore. And we're going to use Brazen Borrower as a blocker. in this case. So they could put Loris in their hand. Ooh, gross. All right, so we're going to save it as a blocker for that card. Okay, they mill us a card. Hopefully it's not Neoform. Brazen Borrower, which would have been pretty good. Ugh. I should have just played this last turn. Then at least I could have mirror imaged it. Alright, well this is an example of a combo deck doing nothing until it does everything. There's not a clear line to actually be aggressive here. Yeah. Yeah, I'll play it. It's better than you having answers for my combo. They probably have a second one. I'll discard that. Whenever a creature you control with +1/+1 counter deals combat damage to the player, that player discards a card. I already discarded a card. There's only one creature with a +1/+. Oh wait, no. Okay, I see. Ew. Okay, well I guess I'll hold on to that and just hope that I top deck Neoform. Yep, so I'll have one copy of Seagate Stormcaller in my hand. And just hope that's enough. Oh, wait. Ha, I'm dead. So, there's a look into the Neoform combo deck for Historic. Obviously, I was playing best of one. I personally had a lot of fun playing it. As you can see, it can definitely perform on the ladder. So, if you're looking to climb, it may not be like the most consistent thing. You'll have hills and valleys with this deck. That's kind of how combo decks are for the most part. You'll have good peak or good streaks of performance. And I guess it's really how a lot of Magic decks are, right? So I think it's a viable enough choice if you're looking to climb the ladder, get your rank. But yeah, that's the combo deck. If you have any questions or concerns or comments about what you saw today, leave it in the comment section below. And remember to hit that like and subscribe button. We do have an online store, MTG Dungeon Northwest. MTG Dungeon spaces NW in a Google search will pull up our store very quickly. I'll leave a link to the deck list in the description below. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, everybody, and happy magicking.